Okay then, I've got my nice big bright light on, and Midnight Charlie Man, Patrick Kieran, going to talk about Honolulu and the pros and cons. And talk about Honolulu and the pros and cons. So, I'm using brand new. This is the brand new camera, and used it a few times now, and it actually looks okay. Though it looks okay. It looks good, and Honolulu has been on my mind for some time, and more recently, what happened was we went to Los Angeles in June, and because we couldn't handle a 14-hour flight, so there's a lot to say here. A lot to say. Today's date is the 11th of August 2024, and I just want to tell you all the things about Honolulu that we experienced. And we had to stop off. We had to stop over in Honolulu. And what happened was Michelle said to me, "Don't worry about it. I'm taking care of it all. I've taken care of it." Because I wasn't so fussed about it, but Michelle was very keen on the stopover. And so let me just make sure I'm on the right camera because I reset my camera angle up. Yes. So what happened was Michelle said, "I've taken care of it all. I've taken care of the accommodation. Don't have to worry about anything." So she organised it all. So I was a bit naive, and so we stayed at the first time in Honolulu from the airport. It was about a 25-minute shuttle drive, which cost us $20 US. I think it was about $20 US. Works out to be 25 to 30 Australian. And what happened was there's on Waikiki Beach there's like a zoo and there's a big park area, and we were staying in a very adequate, quaint, nice budget hotel room, maybe a 3-block walk from the beach, for 2 nights, because we had a 2-night stopover before we went back to LAX and then to Long Beach where Michelle had her conference. And the ABC shops there, they're very good. The ABC shops are actually really good. I was a bit naive about the whole thing. Now on the way back, we left the States on the first. We left the States on the 1st. Yes, because the last place we stayed at was the Hotel Hollywood. They treated us so well. They treated us extremely well. Went to LAX on about the 1st. Yeah, LAX on the 1st, and then to Honolulu via, I think it was Hawaiian Airlines. Because we decided to book the trip independently. We decided to book our trip ourselves to save money. We won't be doing that next time. We're just going to stick with the Flight Centre next time, because Flight Centre have excellent deals, and we're not going to go through all that again. And nor are we going to fly economy again. We're just going to save up a few extra pennies and fly business class, I think, because our bags are worth more. Now, so we get to Honolulu. So we had the flight. We get to Honolulu at about, I think it was about 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Michelle, this is where the whole thing went. It went south a bit. Michelle organised an Airbnb, and we got to, what happened was, on the way from the airport, the host of the Airbnb started asking a lot of questions. Michelle brought it to my attention. She said the host is asking a lot of questions, and hosts usually don't ask too many questions. And I said, okay. I said, that doesn't sound too good. It sounds weird. And I said, so as soon as we get there, when we start conversing with the host, we're going to suss out the situation, and we're just going to listen to the host, and we're going to see what we think. And if we feel like it's wrong, we'll just say fruit salad or spaghetti. Okay, whatever you have a code word. And so we get to the street, so the Lyft driver, we get to the street where the apparent Airbnb is. We're walking around for about 10 minutes, and it's a bit exhausting. We're really tired. I'm getting fed up. Michelle takes a seat on this street because there's a few tables and chairs, and what happens is there's a car there. And I walk down to it, and the guy says, Patrick? And I said, yes, yes. Turns out he's the Airbnb guy. He's been waiting for us for a few minutes. Turns out he's a nice guy. He's doing everything off the radar, like totally off the radar. In fact, we can actually give him cash. And he says, listen guys, he says, listen, I'm giving you the best deal in Honolulu, which it actually was in hindsight, which it actually was. He says, I'm going to give you the best deal in Honolulu. He says, I says, I want to see the apartment. He says, yeah, yeah, sure, you can come over and see the apartment. So either Michelle could have gone up or I could have gone up. I was like, you know what, it's still, the situation is still a bit weird. I'll go up. So what happened was the guy said, I got in the car with the guy. Michelle stayed with the luggage. We went literally 30 metres down the road. And the guy says, here's the key, go upstairs and, checking that light, go up, because it's like, I can barely see anything else. And in fact, the other camera was a bit easier because my Sony camera is like in a silver and this is all black. But anyway, here's me the key. He says, go up to the level 30, whichever it was. I think it was about level 30. And he says, and then go to this, I can't remember what the room number was, but it was level 30. Go down to this particular room number and go in. And I'm like, okay, all right. I went up to the room. Now this Airbnb was $250 US for, I think it was about, I don't think it was AUD, I think it was $250 US for 2 nights. Best deal, he said, best deal in Honolulu. Which it kind of was for us on that day, period. Go up there, I get into the apartment, it's all fresh carpet, all fresh grey carpet. It had a scent to it which kind of put me off. The entire apartment was brand new. It had only just recently been, if I keep looking here and there, it's because this camera's black and I'm supposed to be looking just there. Like, this camera's black and with the bright lights. Okay. Go into this apartment, right? Everything's brand new. It's only just recently been built. Great view. You can see outside, great view. Whitish grey fur carpet, brand new, everything brand new. Felt like a new development home, which we do not like new development homes. They give me anxiety. Walk in, about a minute later, he follows behind me, the host, and I'm thinking, I'm in an atmosphere where I'm going to need to protect myself, but I may need to protect myself, and it might come to that. It didn't, and I walked into and he was the host guy. Oh, he was younger than me. He was about 20 years. He was in his mid-30s. He was very impressed by the place. He felt like he was doing really well, which he probably was doing really well. I walked into the bedroom, and I noticed it's a double bed. He says, yes, please go in, please go in. I took my sandals off before, so my very fashionable sandals. And I walked into the bedroom, and a double bed, and I sat down on it, and it was like hard as a rock. It was a really, really hard bed. And our backs are sensitive. And I sat down, and I'm like, no. I was already like, no, before I sat in the bed. And I sat in the bed, and I was like, no. And I said, this bed is really hard. I said, why is it a double bed? He said, oh. He said, don't just make double bed. He said, I just put it as double bed. I said, if you had queen bed or king, it'd be much better. He said, this place is brand new, all brand new. And he says, I put double bed. How can he get it so wrong? How can he get it so wrong? So it's a double bed. It is hard. Everything's stark. Everything's blacks, whites, greys. And also, is that I said, so we have the, I said, so, and he said, nice big kitchen. He said, nice big kitchen, so a woman can cook, so, you know, nice big kitchen, women like nice big kitchen. I also like a nice big kitchen, but I wasn't attracted to this kitchen. And so, now this is the part, the extra part that got me, was he said, no, that room over there, he was a bit vague about it. He said, that room over there is another guest in there. I said, well, we've got the place to ourselves. He said, yes, but there's a guest in there, another guest in there, a guy. So, that, I'm like, someone who I've never met is going to be sharing the apartment with us. He said, there's someone in there. And I'm like, right. So I said, we're not alone. He said, well, he said, no, but he said, they should be good. And I'm like, I didn't really get a good look at lounge, but I think it had a big lounge. So I said to him, no. He went, oh, okay. He said, fair enough. I said, no. So we went back downstairs. Went back over to Michelle. I said to Michelle, it's going to be a no. I said, I walked into there. It's like one of those new development places. It's brand new. Everything's brand new. Everything smells like that brand new smell. And I said, it's a double bed, and it's hard. It's really hard to sit on. She said, like, she's like, really? I said, yeah. I said, it's a no. And that's what the host guy said. He said, I've had 50 people stay here recently. He said, He said, you're the first people to say no. And I said, no, are we too fussy? Do we want too much? I don't think we are particularly fussy, but the majority of the hotels that we stay at, we're fortunate enough to get, at least 70% of the time, we're fortunate enough to get a really comfortable bed, which is really, really, really important. And he said, out of 50 people that have stayed here, he said, you're the first people that didn't like it. I said, it's really brand new. He said, I know. He said, it's really brand new, right? I said, it's really brand new. And he said, also, you will not find a cheaper accommodation in Honolulu tonight. You will not find it anywhere that's cheaper than this. He was right. And maybe we could have listened to him and said yes. And maybe there would have been extra doonas and blankets in the cupboard that we could have put on top of the bed or just slept on the lounge itself. And I said to Michelle, also there's another guest that's in there, some phantom guy. I said, some phantom guy who know nothing about whatnot and whatnot. And so he said, listen guys, I just want to let you know that this is the best deal in town. I just tell people out. Everything else is going to be ultra expensive, which we're going to find out within the hour. And he said, are you sure? I said, we're going to get something else. He said, the sun goes down in about 20 minutes, which it did. And he said, everything is going to be very expensive. And he said, if you have any problems, if you change your mind, please let me know. Please call me. You're welcome to come back. He went on his way. We booked it. It took us 15 minutes to find a place. We did book a place. It was at Tower 1, Waikiki Tower 1, level 15, T1 1509. My goodness. And we got to this property, and what was the somewhere? No, it was somewhere else that we went to first. We went to somewhere else first, this other place, just so that we could use the Wi-Fi reception. So we get a lift to this other place, just so we can use the Wi-Fi reception. We find this other place, T1 1509. So and the place that we went to was $350 US a night, which is about $450 Australian. We're like, no. We went to this other hotel, which the advertisement said about the advertisement actually said about 300 US, which turns out about 400 Australian per night, and we ended up being charged more. Absolutely ridiculous, which we will find out the next day. So what happens is we get to this other place. I don't remember the name of the street, I actually don't, but we get there, and the lift driver was so good to us. He was younger than us. He'd just finished college or something. He was extremely patient. He was a local. He stayed with us for a long time. He stayed with us for a while, but a few days later we find out we ended up getting charged a lot more for that lift. It was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. In fact, we had two different lift drivers that night, and while we were in the lift with this, that's right, so from the original Airbnb to this other hotel that we just wanted to use the Wi-Fi at. The Lyft driver, he said, oh, just to let you know, guys, Honolulu is the second most expensive place in America to actually stay. I'm like, oh, is that what it is? I said, so it's all millionaires here. Millionaires come to play. He said, yeah. He said, it's all millionaires come here just to have fun. I was naive to that before. That's exactly what happens in Honolulu. Millionaires go there to play for a few days. And so we get to this third destination hotel, eventually figure out to go upstairs. I went upstairs to I think it was level 27. Level 15. It was level 15, room 9. I put in the key code. I found out all this later. Little did I realise that at the time, I tried it 10 times at the time that I was trying to put in the key code, the cleaner, the manager, because what happened was the manager, the person who takes care of the booking for the room, received our booking, and she said, you know what, I received your booking, and we don't usually accept anything that late at night. We don't. But she said, I had a feeling about you guys that you just really, really needed it, and so we got over there and we cleaned it. She said, I tried to message you, but I couldn't get anywhere. Couldn't get anywhere because our phones don't work in the US. They got international roaming, but the text half the time doesn't work. My data works. Can't call anyone, and don't think she messaged us through Booking.com. I don't know if she did. I went up to this hotel room 10 times. I tried the PIN code. Wouldn't work. Little did I realise that she was literally inside cleaning the joint while I'm stressing out. All I had to do was knock on the door and the whole thing would have been cleared up. I knocked on the door. She probably would have come to the door and explained everything to me, and I probably would have been a bit more calm. But I didn't knock on the door. I just tried the PIN code. But surely she could hear the PIN code. Surely from inside she could hear the PIN code. Made noise. I go back downstairs, up and down about 4 times. I'm getting exhausted. We're getting fed up. We call the fraud. Michelle organises another Booking.com. Same Lyft driver to take us to the new location. We go into the new location. The receptionist is on the phone, not paying any heed to us. There's another woman there eventually. So I was like, yep, how can I help you? What do you want? And we have a booking. No, you don't. This goes back and forth for a bit. You don't have a booking. We're all full here tonight. There's no possibility of a booking. Okay, bye. Went back to the other hotel. Went back there. And at this point, Michelle says, I'm very happy just to sleep on the beach tonight. It's a very warm night. Yeah, and it was very warm there. It's summer there. She said, I'm happy just to sleep on the beach tonight. And I said, yes, I think that may end up doing us. Go back to this towel place. Go back there. Upstairs again. This guy who was just passing through, on the foyer level sees Michelle, asks her if she's okay. We end up being able to use his phone. He calls the Booking.com on his phone and pretends he's us. And I'm up to the 15th level again. So, and there's 2 different frequencies going on here, because he calls Booking.com, who have semi-communication with the actual manager. And he says, I've been waiting hours to get into this room. Booking.com says, really? Oh, okay. And so he's kind of pretending to be me, and I don't even realise he's pretending to be me until I clue into it. And during this time, the cleaner's finished. She's out of there. She sets it so that we can get in the room. I put the code in, and I'm in. Fucking hell. My goodness, what the heck. I go into the room. I've never been so happy to enter a room, and I've never been so happy to get into a room. It's actually really, really nice in there, really nice. Go back down the elevator to Michelle. We have instant relief that we're actually into the hotel room, and quite grateful and thankful to the guy he was a guy who delivers food to people, and he just cruises past these hotels and he just wanders them occasionally, whatever it is that he's doing. He's very good to us. He's probably about 35 years of age. He's very good to us, and if you're thinking about going to Honolulu as a stopover, I hope you've got plenty of money. I hope you've got really plenty of money, because nothing is cheap in that place. It's where millionaires go. If you're very, very well off, you can go to Honolulu. It's where millionaires go to play and to have fun. And it really stung us. And what happened was, we got into the hotel room, and a while later I went for a walk out to a local grocery store, because they're open past midnight there. It took us 4 hours just to get into a hotel room. So I went for a walk to the Safeway, I got some orange juice and some lemonade. I got some, I think I got some salami, which is one of the nice, actually really, really nice salami. Yeah, and it was just a lot. It was a great deal. And the next day, as we're packing up, we decided just to get out of there. The next, there was a knock on the door. It's the actual manager herself. She said, at first I didn't know who it was. She said, you know what, after everything that happened last night, I just had to actually meet you guys in person. I was curious to meet you. And it started off tense and argumentative. And so we just, everything was, she said, oh, because what happened was, I don't accept bookings after a certain time at night, and you booked after a certain time at night, but she said, you know what, I think these guys really need the room, and I said, well, we didn't want to pay that much for it, because she kind of told us how much we paid. I said, we didn't want to pay that much for it. She said, well, think of it this way, you had a roof over your head. And I'm like, no, it's not good enough. We actually were told by Booking.com on the phone, we were told by customer service, Booking.com customer service on the phone, that we'd receive a really big discount. She said, really? She said, oh, I said, we don't have the money. We were told that we would receive a discount, and we were sort of being in argument about this for, well, it was a bit awkward. And she said, and we talked for a long time about a few different things. And at the conclusion of that conversation, she said, I'm going to contact the owner of this place. She said, I'm going to organise a discount. I'm going to organise something. Yeah, well, I'm expecting a 75% discount, because it hurt our bank account. It really hurt our bank account. The good things about Honolulu is it's very sunny. It's very sunny. There's a lot of tourists around, And the ABC shops are very good. They have very cheap vodka, very, very cheap vodka. And he was like, you go and look down there, because I think that's the camera lens, because I've got the light hitting me hard here, but the actual camera's here. Yeah, just there. And $4 Australian, we get a Budweiser like this, and they've got Modelo is also a very popular beer over there. You can't get Modelo here. And I tell you what, I think Michelle enjoyed Honolulu a bit more than I did, but I was very stressed there. Honolulu can really break your bank. So be very careful if you're going to go there, very careful. You need a big bank account. And we were literally there for 48 hours, and I tell you what, we checked out of that hotel room, we went to the beach for the day, we went to the other hotel and got the 3rd degree from them, because we bought one last hotel, got the 3rd degree because of our ID and cards. And I said, this is not necessary, stop doing this to us. He says, it is necessary, I need to check your ID. I said, this is not necessary. No, this is not necessary. I said, no, this is necessary. And we eventually got into a hotel room. I couldn't wait to get out of that place quick enough. I couldn't wait to get out of Honolulu. And anyway, there was a lot of people around. Honolulu for me was stressful. I don't plan on returning there again. And so what it is we're going to do the 14-hour. The next time we go overseas, we're going to do the 14-hour trip because we're intending on going to New York next year. I think we're going to save up the extra bucks and go business class, because we can't do economy. And the 14-hour trip, it's a pretty long way. And the stopover in Honolulu is just not worth it. The stopover is not, because Honolulu is extremely expensive. It'll break your bank. And so I think we're just going to put a few extra bucks into business class. Honolulu, crazy expensive, and that Airbnb is the cheapest in that city area, that Waikiki area is the cheapest, but that double bed in there, hard as a rock. I don't know if it's brand new, it's got that brand new smell all over, everything's stark. Apparently the 50 people previous to us really liked it, so if you don't mind that, you might be okay in there for two. It was $250 USD for 2 nights. You might be okay in there, and the double bed was as hard as a rock. We weren't. I wasn't. And the other hotels, that hotel we eventually got into was really nice, and it was really nice. It hurt our account, and we're going to do something about that this week, because this week we're getting onto the bank. We're waiting for a message from this person, the manager, to say, look, cutting you guys a deal, cutting you guys some slack, giving you a big discount. If that doesn't come through, we're contacting our bank and we're telling them to retract that money, because our bank will do that. We'll call our bank and they'll say, look, this transaction, we didn't authorise it, we won't do it anymore, and they'll retract the money, retract the money for us. And that's what's going to be happening this week. So that is Honolulu. That is our Honolulu experience. Very atmospheric on the beach. Lots of people around, and lots of people around, and it's sunny, and the drinks are pretty cheap. And Honolulu on the way back really turned me up. It really turned me up because of the drama that we went through, the complete drama that we went through. And it was just very, very stressful. So that was my experience in Honolulu. That was our experience in Honolulu. I'm a bit worn out now, actually. And thank you for listening, and hope I've helped you. A bit of my experience. Thanks for watching Midnight Charlie Man, 11th of August 2024. It's about 1:30 p.m. Sunday, it's 1:30 p.m. And really, really good to be back home in Sydney, in the inner west. Really good to be back home in Dulwich Hill in Sydney. And after 6 weeks abroad, it was really good to get home.